What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name is Greg Wave, your loyal Uber and Lyft driver. Today, what I have for you guys is 10 tips for increasing tips. As usual, if you get something out of this video, like it, subscribe if you want more content. There will be more. There will always be more. So I'm going to jump right into it because I hate YouTubers that spend 80 minutes on an introduction. Tip number 1 is your greeting. Self-explanatory. If somebody's getting in your car, don't just be stone cold, just at least say hi. I find that it's good to just ask them their name, especially if it's a woman. It's going to make her feel a lot more comfortable and like you're not about to drive underneath a bridge and whatever. Number 2 is preferences. This is something that just goes a long way. Like if you just ask someone, do they prefer air conditioning or windows? Hopefully if you live in Arizona, they prefer air conditioning, but ask anyways. What's their music preferences is a really important one. And I think one of the biggest ones is navigation. From what I hear, most drivers won't go a different route, even if the customer wants them to. And I've found that really goes a long way if I'll take their desired route, their shortcut, even if it's not saving time. Again, guys, a lot of these things you do, like, it could very well screw you over. I'm not going to deny that. But it's like you got to play the numbers game. You got to play okay, like 5 passengers might screw me over by their preferences, but the one, that does might tip me $20, So be okay with stuff like that. Oh yeah, I do have my little shirt up blocking the sun again, just if anyone's wondering. Number 3, and this is one that I personally need to do more of because the few times I've done it, it's paid off. Having just like mini water bottles, like guys, you can literally buy a case for $1 at the Dollar Tree. Keep them in your trunk and keep like 5 or 6, in your glove compartment or wherever. Just offer them little waters, especially in the summer. That is another thing. Every time I've done that, I've had like huge increase in tips for that day. Number 4 is chargers. This is another good thing, and I think this one is especially good when you have all these other things too. Like when you have the right chargers, Android or Apple or whatever the hell a Google Pixel uses, it's just going to be this thing. Like you look like this driver who's prepared, who's trying to take care of you, who's trying to make it an easier ride. And it's just nice, especially if people have been out all day, their phones are more than likely going to be close to dead. So getting to charge their phones is just a really big thing. I think it makes people happy. And I feel like most of the time when someone asks for a charger, they usually throw me something for it. Number 6 is establishing just a personal connection with each passenger. This to me, no matter what, will always be the biggest one. The reason why I say that is like if you're doing a good job of making them feel special, making them feel like you have this bond after that ride, they're going to remember that for a long time, and they're going to want you to remember that for a long time. And I think in today's day and age, this is huge because Uber and Lyft does this really unique thing where it creates this bond of trust that you're not going to find anywhere like really ever. Like if you met some of these people just at a bus stop or something, you're not going to talk to them like that at the grocery store, wherever. It's just, you're not going to have that connection. So I think that's one thing a lot of people really like about Uber and Lyft. I think it's one thing a lot of older people really like, the ones that complain about our generation being so hooked on media and stuff. I think they like that they can get in the car and have a really authentic conversation with someone. So do your best to establish that, And I feel like for me personally, that's always been the biggest reason I've gotten tipped. Number 7, very easy, drive safe. Just drive safe. If you're hauling ass and like whipping around corners and blowing lights, like people are not going to reward you no matter how nice you are. It's going to freak them out. And I think in a lot of cases, people look at it as an excuse of like, well, I was going to tip him, but he was driving like a maniac, so screw him. Number 8, this is another one that I think is really big, and this is important if you are getting into like an established conversation, is try to lead the conversation towards why you're doing this. If you're a college student and you're doing this to like help pay your tuition, like you're gonna freaking rack up tips because people are going to want to further that. For me, the big one is I'm supporting myself as an actor, and people really love that, like, I'm pursuing this really dangerous, rare chance of making it craft, and so they want to, like, be a part of that journey. And that's especially if you combine that with number 6, having that personal connection. People want to be a part of your journey. People want to say they knew you before you blew up. People want to talk about how they tipped that kid who's, struggling to make it $50. They really like people like that. It makes them feel good. Good karma for them. Number 8 is, this is a big one. Help with your luggage. I had a lady once who verbatim told me that if the driver doesn't help with her luggage because she's a frequent traveler, said she will not tip them. She's like, I see no reason why you can't. She's like, unless you are somehow only able to drive but physically incapable of lifting a suitcase. And to me, guys, there's no excuse for not doing this. There's really no excuse. And a lot of times you get some big hulky dudes, they just want to do it themselves. I find the easiest way to make it not awkward or anything, get out of your car before they're even to the trunk and be like, I can get your bags for you. And they'll, either say no or, oh, thank you, that's very nice of you, And it's just a small step to already be going in the right direction when you get in the car with them. Number 10, this is a tough one. And I won't lie, I've had some of the most awkward moments of my life because of this one. You need to have, like, this level of intuition in reading people to understand if they want to talk or not. It's not hard, but sometimes it's really hard. Most of the time, like I think I said this in a past video, ask how their day's going. Usually by that response, you can tell if they want to talk more or not. If they're just like, good, they don't want to talk more, they want to chill out, they don't want to hear your voice. But if they're like, oh, it was all right, I had so-and-so, I had this going on, and then, this happened at work, ask about their work, expound on the conversation. But a lot of times you have people who are just really awkward and they do want to talk, but they, like, are not gonna donate to that conversation whatsoever, and you gotta really carry it. And those are some tough ones. So I've had some really, really awkward Lyft rides where someone gets in the front seat even, which, you're assuming they wanted to talk a little bit. And you're like, how's your day? Oh, it's okay. Oh, why just okay? And they're like, well, it's, this happened, and da, 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 da. And it's like, they'll leave you in a weird place where, like, you don't really know how to respond. So that's just gonna happen. But the main reason is I've been tipped on rides where someone's never even said a single word. So don't just be the flapper jaw that the second someone gets in your car, I don't even know if flapper jaw is a thing, but don't just, like, start talking at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Hey, how's your day going? No. Wow, cool airport ride. Where'd you come from, China? Like, that's going to be really freaking annoying to someone. So you got to gauge it, and you got to make the conversation normal, natural, and be composed. Right on, guys. So that was my 10 tips for getting bigger and better tips. As usual, you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. There's going to be more content. Go out there and crush it, guys. Connect with me on social media if you guys want. Let me know how it's going. Let me know if you have any questions. And I will be with you guys shortly.